Bro, I have to make a grand entrance.
Edit that out.
But,
that out, editors.
Yeah, so as I was saying that, what do you believe in, like scary shit like that, like demons and stuff? Because I know you don't. You said you don't really believe in that.
It's hard to say, dude. Like, I have experienced some stuff, but I don't know. But it's nothing recently. I don't want to jinx myself either. I believe in spirits. Like, I believe that I think we talked about this too. Like, when you die, your spirit stays here. Like, but you get reincarnated into something else.
You're gonna come back as a flower.
So it can, like what I'm saying.
No,
like, you can come back as anything else. So, I believe that if you're a dirtbag and you're just a bad person, I think you're gonna come back. Your spirit still stays, but you're gonna come back as something that suits your punishment. So say if you were a piece of crap, you're gonna come back as a piece of crap, or you're gonna come back as something like unworthy, you know? But if you did good in life and you did things, or you try to turn your life around and you're being like very positive, I think you'll come back into this world. When you die, you come back into this world to serve your purpose again. Whether it's like something like a tree, water, something meaningful. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just my perspective on it. That's how I see, like, ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. Like, you're going to be watching over somebody else, kind of a thing. Every now and then I'll get, like sometimes at work, or even, like, when I'm walking around, like, I'll get cold. Or I feel like something cold go through me, and one of my coworkers is like, it's probably, like, your spirit that's, like, or a spirit following you around, just keeping their eye on you. Which kind of makes sense, I don't know, maybe.
So, like, do you think people that have these experiences, they're experiencing it in their mind, or are they actually experiencing something?
It's hard to say.
Like, or there's people, they have reports of pantries flying open, cabinets flying open, things falling off. Do you think there's something causing that? Or do you, like, a natural phenomenon, or is this something of the other world?
I don't know, dude. It's really hard to say, because I really don't know. What I do know is that obviously our world is not two-dimensional. So for there to be another world out there perpendicular to us or next to us is possible.
Or, like, not even involving another world. Is this something that beyond our comprehension that's going on?
I think so.
Like, for example, we can say ghosts. Do you think, like, people are actually, what they're experiencing is, like, something paranormal?
No, I think...
Like...
So the easiest way I can explain it is, have you seen the movie Interstellar?
No.
Okay,
but
so...
I heard it's good.
There's a scene in Interstellar where he comes back at the end of the movie, and he's watching, or he's looking upon himself, or in a room where his daughter's at, and he's walking in, and he can see the whole thing happening, but he's doing it from a different dimension. I think that's how I see
ghosts
and stuff like that. Gotcha. It's like people who have passed away, or it could be a loved one that's watching over us or whatever, and they're trying to get our attention for something, for some odd reason, is what I think. But from another world.
Interesting.
Where we're obviously not a part of that world, I don't know, that's just how I see it, bro. But do I think that people do see something? Maybe. I think I do. I mean, it's really all hearsay, but who's also to say that someone's not saying or seeing stuff or doing or experiencing stuff just for clout, too. Yeah. Because, I think nowadays, dude, a lot of people do things for clout. Versus back then, when you hear about something happening, like, say, supposedly a lady seeing the Virgin Mary in her tortilla, I thought that was real, because who's an old lady seeing that? Of course,
Yeah, so what about the experiences people had back in the day? What do you think? What do you attribute that to?
The same thing.
Clout?
No, not clout. The other thing.
The other thing. Yeah.
Just another dimension being, just like I said, someone trying to get our attention from another dimension.
So do you believe possessions are real?
I do. but I think it's just a spirit, like somebody who's. What I think, like when someone getting possessed or possession is, it's a spirit of someone who died, that is wanting to be a part of the physical world again, but they obviously can't do it within their own spirit or their own thing, so they're trying to do it. They're trying to possess somebody to become part of the physical world again, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like using our body as a vessel.
I see.
So that's the way I see it.
Cool.
You know?
Well, since it's Halloween, I have a story.
So before we go on, what about answer the questions you asked me? What do you think? Do you believe
I look at it from a religious standpoint, so I don't think it's like whatever they call it, spirits, demons, whatever. We believe in something they're called jinns.
Jinns, yeah, jinns.
So it's like it'd be like if there was another race.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? You know how we see aliens? Pretty much they're the aliens of this world.
I get it.
Except we can't see them.
So it's kind of like what I said. It's like people just tied back to the earth or whatever.
No, so you're saying that it's us coming back and looking from a different
perspective. That's true.
Different dimension or whatever you want to call it. No, but for us, jinns, they're like completely different. So you can say like a different species.
Oh, kind of like.
So you can say something like animals. They have our intelligence. They're another animal.
Is there another animal like a dog, like a cat?
Yeah, but they're like,
just.
But they're like. Their nature defies our laws.
So, do you think jinns walk around with us?
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced a jinn around you?
No, but we had someone in Pakistan. My brother ran into him. She turned out to be possessed.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like he said, when you look at her, you could tell it wasn't her.
Damn.
Yeah, we didn't know at the time. We thought our relatives are joking and shit. They were telling my mom, we didn't know at that time. And then she went into that trance-like state while we were there when we were kids. I didn't see her, but my brother did.
You were telling me about this at the gym one time.
And then years later, we found out she was possessed.
Yeah.
And then my other relatives, they've been having experiences, but I can touch on that on a different podcast because I don't have enough time to go through all that.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But yeah, that's what I believe in. I believe it from that standpoint. Or I think sometimes I even think there's like certain... I think it has to do with energy too. Even though you move on, there's like certain things that... Because there's an activity that goes on where people say they keep seeing the same thing happening over and over. Like if a person that would do back when they were alive, I think, and then the people, they'll see that same thing happening over and over. Mm-hmm. I think that energy just stays there. That's what they're seeing. I forgot what they call it, bro. It's like when they see one person doing the same thing over and over, the spirit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot what they call it. I gotta look into it again. But anyways, I believe in jinns for sure. That's where I think possessions come from. But they say jinns, they reside where not many people stay. Yeah. So it's not. I don't even see them as like monsters, whatever.
So
They're like
you guys
just another
almost
race.
see jinns as like evil things. What about?
No, we don't see them as evil. We just see them as another race. There's good jinns and bad jinns.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're like humans, except they have a different form.
I get
like
it.
that, and different.
But have you known anybody to experience a good jinn? It's very rare, huh?
I think they do, because they said King Solomon, you know, like in the Bible and stuff, they said he had an army of jinns. They helped him build his kingdom.
Yeah.
But that's biblical and Islamic. Good jinn, I've heard of stories, but I can't verify if it's true or not because it's never happened to me. But that's from what I heard.
So let me ask you another question. Okay, so do you think, and this is kind of far-fetched, but do you think that ghosts and jinns and all this stuff are not really just aliens that we can't see? So you know how we've always
I think that the aliens people see, I think they're jinns.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
But do you don't think that they're not aliens? Like, because obviously, and this is very very fucking very far left. You don't think that aliens have possessed a power where they're just invisible and they could just...
That's what I'm saying. I think the aliens, I think they're the jinns.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's what I think.
I think that would be true. Like, because I mean, I don't know, dude.
Because there's a lot of reports where people are saying the UFOs aren't coming out of the sky. There's even Bill Cooper. He talked about it in his book. He said when he was on the Navy base, if you think about it, we haven't explored the ocean at all.
No,
for
we
how much
haven't.
there's.
No.
He said he saw a UFO come out of the ocean while he was stationed. I forgot where, and then I think it was during the Vietnam era. He said he saw a saucer come out of the fucking water and then just take off.
That's crazy.
And then he said the military made him sign an NDA. They're like, "What'd you see?" He said he saw somebody else say alien, and then he started getting cussed at. So then when it was his turn, he said, "I saw nothing, sir."
That's crazy.
And they're like, "Good." And then they're like, "Sign over here, and if you tell anybody anything like that, your life is gonna get worse."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
So
nuts.
there's been reports where UFOs are coming out of the water. So I think that's what's going on. But I don't know jack shit. I don't know any of that. But I'm just saying what I've been researching and stuff.
Hunji.
But anyway, so check this story out. So you ever heard about Michael Taylor?
No.
This is a real like scary story for Halloween if you guys want to look it up. Well, in Britain, 1974, there's a family, right? Michael Taylor, and then I forgot his wife's name, but I think she must have been a good lady. They had 5 kids and a dog, right? And then during that time, they're going through economic hardship, and he was a butcher and he hurt his back. So during the economic hardship, I think he got laid off from his job or he ran out of work, so he had to stay home. Well, anyways, while they didn't have anything to do, his back was getting worse, and then one of their neighbors came there. She's like, "Look, I know you guys don't go to church, this and that, but there's this church I've been going to, and the lady there, she's the leader of the church. She's really good. She can help you. She heals people."
Mm-hmm.
So one day they go there, and then they're like, "Oh, this is cool, right?" I think they called it the Christian Fellowship.
No shit.
When they go to that church, they see everybody's welcoming, whatever. The lady, she's young. She's 21 years old. The leader of the church. That's a really young age.
That is a really young age to be a leader.
To be a leader of a church. So she's over here. She's speaking in tongues. She's like supposedly casting demons out of people. Well, one day, that same day, they see a lady crying, right? And then she's walking towards her. That lady, she starts like breaking down. She starts speaking in tongues. And anyways, what was his name? Michael, when he witnessed that, he ended up starting talking in tongues out of nowhere too. And he like got down on the ground. Fast forward, they're like, "Okay, we're having these meetups outside the church. You guys can join us, whatever. We can talk about God, Christianity, this and that." So they start having these meetups. And then, and she's like, she said she could heal Michael's back pain, whatever. So she's like praying over him, I guess, and they're like having these meetups every day, and then he's starting to get close with that leader, the church leader. They're starting to talk about God like really late at night, this and that. They found out the lady, she was fascinated with demons, exorcisms, and all that shit on the other side. The leader of the church.
Leader of the church?
Yeah. And then what happened after that? Okay, yeah, so they keep talking about it, and then the wife noticed, Michael's real wife, she noticed that they were getting really close, like throwing each other hints, laughing, you know how friends do when they're together.
Oh,
it's like
so she started getting jealous.
Inside jokes. It wasn't even jealous. She's like, there's like something going on. So she's like, "Whatever you guys are laughing about, go upstairs, talk it out, whatever."
Damn,
and
that's
then,
crazy. So she just said, Jay told her husband, "Go upstairs and
talk." So then whatever, they talk, they pray, right? And he comes out, he's like, "Everybody, I'm healed from the devil." He comes downstairs, and the lady from the story that was crying earlier in the church, she sees his eyes, and she said she saw his eyes change, bro. Yeah, she saw his eyes change, and then she starts speaking in tongues again, and she's like, "This man, he's possessed by evil." So this fool, he goes to her, he smacks her, and then he starts like trying to hit her and shit. Everybody's trying to get him off, and then they call the cops. The cops come, they check everything out, nothing's wrong. Okay, they go about their business, everybody goes. Well, people start hearing, and they find out that this lady, she's doing these exorcisms and shit, but people are getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not even doing like the complete thing. And then so they call I think the wife, she calls another priest, because you know that when they do exorcism, they're supposed to go through the church. Especially during that time, you're supposed to go through the church, get permission from them. But this lady, she was like independent contractor. She's just doing her own thing, like trying to do exorcism. Yeah, low key.
Scamming people, bro.
But their thing is she was putting demons in them instead of like
Getting 'em
exorcism,
out, yeah.
doing exorcism. So fast forward, they get a priest. The priest comes, does the exorcism, and then they go whatever. They find out this guy, he's getting really irritable, upset and shit. But they think they like did some work. Anyways, they find out that Michael and his wife, they're about to go on vacation a couple of days later. And then the neighbor snitched him out. She's like, I think you should do another exorcism on him. He's not in his right mind and he's about to go to vacation. So the priest comes, he brings his whole team, bro. And they start doing the exorcism. Supposedly in the story, they're saying they're putting crosses in his mouth, like hitting him and shit.
Like hitting him like with a cross, like if it's Sota.
Bro.
Like a WWE wrestling match. Oh, Sota.
Yeah, bro. They're like, I guess they're doing the exorcism for 7 hours.
That's crazy.
7 hours. And they're saying that they casted out like 40 demons. There's about like 3 demons left. I don't know how they determined that, but they did. I don't know if they had like a, like the Dragon Ball scanner where it scans their power level.
Yeah.
But
I just started watching Dragon Ball Z.
Well,
Dragon Ball, the first one.
It's badass.
Yeah.
But they started scanning whatever. Not scanning, but they said they had cast out 40 demons.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, they all got tired, bro. They didn't even finish the exorcism. They're like, we should go home now. And
what
then
the heck?
one of the people in the group, she's like, I had a vision, whatever. This guy, he's gonna kill his wife. Don't let him stay here alone. We need to get this exorcism done. But luckily the kids were away, right? They're the 5 kids, they were sent with the grandparents. But it was the wife, the dog, the Michael, and then the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, they get tired. They're like, they didn't listen to that lady, and they dip out. They're like, whatever, we'll come back and finish the exorcism. Well, anyways, when they leave, this fool, he loses his mind. They said he stripped off all his clothes, started running around in his house, talking, like saying weird shit. And then his wife's trying to see what's going on. And then, bro, he just, they said he started like hitting her and shit. And then he ripped her tongue out. And she's like choking on her blood, right? And then he's like gouges her eyes out. And then he starts ripping her flesh off with his hands, bro, off her face.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then he's doing that. And then I think she dies. And then, dude, he goes to the dog and he does the same thing to the dog. He pulls out the tongue and he gouges out the eyes and then chokes the dog, kills the dog. And then I don't know what happened. They, like, neighbors reported they saw him running around, and the cops come, they find him, and then he's talking about the devil or something. And then they take him to jail, and then they said the investigators that went there, they weren't the same after that, after witnessing what they saw. So fast forward, he gets 2 years in prison. He doesn't even get like full life sentence.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he got out in 2 years out of the insane asylum, and then he tried offing himself a couple of times, and then they said, I don't know if he went back to jail or not. I read somewhere that he assaulted some girl, but yeah, after that, I think the case they made was he lost his mind. So one side was he was possessed, right? And then the other side was that he got mentally abused in the exorcism, like when they were like hitting him with the crosses and stuff, that he lost his mind, ended up killing his wife and dog.
Damn.
But that's a crazy ass story. Like, I didn't have enough time to tell it all, but that was the best I could tell it without like making things boring.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so he ended up doing that, and then he tried offing himself, but he made his life even worse. Yeah, I don't know where things went wrong in his household, but ever since he joined that cult, it was that church, that small church that lady was the leader of, that was a cult.
Yeah, it sounds like a cult.
Yeah, I think she probably dabbled in some like black magic. So there's 2 sides. People saying he got so much mental abuse, like during that 7 hours, that he just lost his mind and went crazy. That I don't kind of buy, because people, they take a lot of abuse, like, and that was only one day, imagine people that are suffering for years that overcome that type of shit. Yeah, but then again, you don't know, the mind is crazy, so maybe he could have lost his mind, and the other side is he got possessed. But
yeah, you never know.
But all I know is ever since he met that lady, he lost his mind. And then he like, dude, I in the story, I feel hella bad for his wife, bro.
Yeah.
She stayed with him through all that shit, and then
then for him just to betray her like that.
The way he did it, oh shit, he didn't even like end her quick, bro. He just
in my opinion,
made
bro,
her suffer, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's the person you devote you're supposed to devote your life to.
Yeah.
That's your partner in life, you know. That's your right hand, your left hand, whatever you want to call it. That's messed up.
So what do you think happened? What do you think caused him to do that?
I don't know, dude. Drugs. Dude, I mean, you never know. I mean, especially in these cults, bro. I mean, if they're handing things out to eat and drink, you don't ever know what's in them, bro. I mean, think about it. Yeah. How many people you don't think that don't die on fentanyl or, overdose?
So you think somebody slipped something in his food?
I mean...
Hey, that's a new side to a story, bro. That's a new part nobody's talked about. Damn.
I'm telling you, dude. You never know, dude. Like, there's a lot of hallucinogens and...
like, he lost his mind off that shit.
Yeah, shrooms. You never know, dude. I mean, depending on the era, shrooms was popping at one point.
I guess nobody knows till this day what really happened. I guess only that lady knows. God knows what happens. True. But that was a pretty, like, a downer. My closing thoughts, I think my thoughts are that I think that lady did some kind of black magic or something, some kind of ritual or something. But I think you have a good point too. I think it could have been any three of those things. Somebody slipped something in his food, or like he lost his mind from the exorcism, or maybe it must have been his depression where he like lost his mind. But I think all this is so complex. Maybe it could have been a combination of things, but I guess we'll never know.
True. Speaking of depression, so I was watching a video the other day, and some guy said that the reason why people are so depressed these days is because they have nothing going on in life. They don't. He goes, you ever hear about all these other kings and like from way back in the day saying that they're depressed? He goes, you don't hear about that because they were so focused on work and whatever it was, or their greater good, they didn't have time to become depressed. And he goes, the reason why people are depressed now is because they're bored. They have nothing else to do instead of working or doing something meaningful in life. Think that's true?
Yeah, I think you get depression when you don't progress in life.
Yeah.
But I think it depends. Some people, they have chemical imbalances. But I think a lot of people, I think their depression is caused by relying on a lot of substances.
True.
Yeah,
True.
or people, I think another thing that causes depression is they'll get high spikes of dopamine. Mm-hmm. So, like, when you have high spikes of dopamine, you're going to have big crashes, too. Like, when they say when you have high highs, you're going to have really low lows?
Low lows, yeah.
I think that's what happens, and then they try to rely on other shit, and then they spirals out of control. Whereas if you just stay, like, try to keep neutral, mm-hmm. like, I think, like, not, like, energize your dopamine too much, or, like, or just try to stay in the middle. I think, like, you have a better time.
Yeah, but that's true.
Yeah. Because you're seeing people, they're, like, the power core people, they're going, jumping off, like, buildings, hanging off ledge one hand or doing two-handed, and then they keep getting addicted to that shit, and they don't stop until they die.
Until they die, yeah.
Yeah, so I think...
That's crazy, bro. That's too much. To me, that's an addiction right there, dude.
Yeah. So I think the more you try to pursue things that try to make you, like, feel really good compared to like just trying to stay calm, relaxed, like doing like shit that won't make it rush too much, then you're good. Yeah.
Dang.
But
you hit the nail, the head, or whatever you say it.
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, there you go.
But I don't know, I could be wrong. But there's a lot of factors in this. Plus, I think back in the days, a lot of people, they didn't have time to think. They're busy trying to survive.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I was getting at. They had way more important things to worry about than their Starbucks order.
Yeah, and I think there's more of a family unit.
Yeah, versus now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like there's a family unit, but it happens a lot with more of the, like, how do I say it so it doesn't sound messed up? Like, brown cultures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's more of a family unit with them. Than there is of the I don't know.
I think there's a lot of outside sources manipulating us too, telling us we're unhappy. For example, from young kids, all the movies we watch,
Yeah.
Like where someone's having a tough time, they get something and then they live happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that stuff plays a factor too.
Also, advertising.
Yeah, exactly.
Advertising plays a lot into it. Like
music videos.
music videos.
Movies.
Movies.
Everything like that all plays a role in our thing.
Or becoming materialistic too. Like,
yeah.
Like, I feel like if, especially nowadays, people think that in order for you to be happy, you gotta buy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, what do they say? Like, when retail therapy. When you're depressed or you're not happy, you go buy yourself something to fill the void. But it does it, but it's only temporary. You know?
Yeah.
It's never real happiness.
Yeah, you just gotta find something and just keep progressing at it. I think a lot of people that are depressed too, they avoid a lot of the hard work. Every time you avoid like the hard shit, like cold showers or like putting your body through physical
exercise.
Yeah, physical stress.
Exercise.
when you don't put your body through physical stress, you're not gonna be happy, because I think we are made to like go through that type of shit.
Oh yeah, of course we are. I think we are. I mean, that's why they say, like, when you go to the gym, like, you overall you feel better.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that. I think it's more of a therapy than it is an actual exercising. You know?
Yeah, and they're also
exercise.
They're also showing like how good cold showers are for us, but we don't do it because it's uncomfortable. So like the happiness it goes into comfortness, you know.
I usually take a cold shower every now and then.
Really?
But it just sucks, because it's just...
Yeah, hella sucks.
It just sucks.
I keep trying it, but they say that, like, when you do a cold shower, you get a slower and longer lasting effect of dopamine.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when you drink or you do a pill, your dopamine is gonna get spiked.
It's gonna get spiked,
and then like it crashes. So like with a cold shower or cold exposure, you have that slow release of dopamine, which lasts throughout the day.
I try to... I mean, for me, I feel like it's just better to just take a hot shower because you're relaxing. But you're right, it's a lot better.
No, it's good after the gym, especially.
Yeah.
You don't want to do a cold shower after the gym.
Like, you've seen videos of the fighters, like, they'll take
ice baths.
Ice baths.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Actually, before we leave, so what's one good thing, like a memory you have growing up? You know, Halloween. Like, what is it?
For me, it was just a season, like, on TV, how I'd, like, do countdowns, and then everybody around would be in, like, the spirit.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like Halloween like that, everything was just different vibe. That's what I liked. What about you?
I guess the same thing. Like, it was always, like, the vibe.
Yeah.
Trick-or-treating was cool.
That was fun. That used to be fun.
I also feel like it was also, like, the beginning to the actual holiday season.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, bro, like, literally November 1st, like, everybody's just talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yep.
Literally, like, as soon as tomorrow passes, you'll see stores. Yeah, you're gonna see stores doing Christmas stuff. People are gonna start talking about Black Friday, and you know, I think it's cool because it's like the opener to the holiday season.
Yeah.
Which I like, dude. I like Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff. Just because it reminds me of family, you know.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So I guess for me that would be my my memory.
I just like Halloween because it's like a whole different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like how it used to be. It used to be way better.
It used to be way better.
I think you just gotta be there to like. You had to be there to experience it.
Yeah.
It was different. Everything was different.
But do you think that it's different now because we're older, or do you think it's different because it's actually different?
No, it's actually different.
Yeah. I think so.
Because back then, like, if you'd like go down the block, you'd be seeing people having parties.
Having fun.
Yeah, they'd be outside.
Genuine
or like people
fun.
be going out, like getting
Genuine
together.
Fun.
Everybody would be out till late. Everything like that. But
that's true, dude. You don't really see a lot of people trick or treating anymore.
Nah, like I remember, dude. This shit used to be hella funny. I used to be we used to like go play basketball, like hang out with friends at the park, and then there'd be this person. They'd be in a Burger King costume, just walking around the city. Yeah, and then they came by us. I don't know if it was a man or a woman, but it was hella funny. It was random. I saw him for a couple of years, and then
that's cool.
What else? Shit like that, random ass shit like that would happen for Halloween. And then just talking about like scary stories, because I like that type of stuff. Looking into shit I don't understand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or it has a possibility of being true. Something that's like out of the ordinary. I just like looking into that shit. So that's what I like.
That's cool.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but I guess I'll see you at the gym.
Mañana, gym.
All right, everybody, have a safe Halloween. Have a spooktacular.
Anji.
I had to say that. Have a spooktacular
Have a
Halloween.
spooktacular night.
Look at that. We had our own throwback commercial right there, dog.
Very good trick or treat tomorrow.
Even lights at the baseball field got turned off, bro.
Yeah, because it's over, dude. Game's over.
Damn, bro. They heard our podcast shutting off.
They're like, oh, it's time to go.
But yeah, that was another thing. Everybody used to be together and like they'd be walking around in groups and shit. Everybody would be like
Not anymore.
saying what's up.
Not
Now
anymore.
they don't do that
They don't
shit.
do that anymore.
But that was the fun part. I could just kick it with the homies at the park. I'd be like having fun. That's
Yeah.
that's the type of person I was.
Not
But
anymore, dude.
yeah. All right, everybody. Be safe. Don't get sacrificed. Don't be doing sacrifices.
Don't take candy that
Stay
looks
safe.
strange either, guys. There's a lot of drugs out there.
Yeah, watch out for that
Yeah,
fentanyl
watch
candy.
out for that, man.
Yeah, but
Try
other
to
than that,
Yeah, stay safe out there. Don't take candy from strangers.
peace.
Peace. Trick or treat.